Hi everyone, today I'm going to review my student's game. He is a 3Q. This game is played on KGS. My student is a 3Q and his opponent is a 4Q. My student's goal is to become a Dan player, of course. I think he can make it soon because his fundamental is very nice, very strong. The reason why the basics are so important is you can grow far only when your fundamental is right. Think of building a building. To build a tall building, you need a strong foundation, right? In this game, my student, his fundamental is very nice, but the opponent, his 바둑 is, we can say in Korean, 근본 없는 바둑 or 막바둑. This means that his 바둑 is rootless, and his 바둑 is, it seems like he has no teacher. But my student, his 바둑 looks like he has a great teacher. So I will point out the opponent's wrong moves. Then you can check that you could feel the same as me. You can check that the opponent's move looks awkward to you, okay? If you have the ability to notice it, your 바둑 is very healthy. Okay? Alright, let's get started. My student, he is white. And because there is one Q gap, so there is no komi. Black approaches from this side and white answered, and the sequence went like this. So far, there was a move out of my first intuition. Can you guess? I will show you one more time. So far, of course, every move is okay, right? Can you guess? There was one move out of my first intuition. The answer is this move. Black player approached from this side, but it is normal to approach from my friend's direction. Black has his friend on this side, so this is normal, right? Of course, this is the early beginning, so Black can play on this side, but I'd like to say this is normal. This is our first intuition, okay? Knowing this kind of first intuition is very important because this is the basic, okay? This is the actual game. So far, so good. My student played attach and the sequence went like this. Now I will give you a question. If you were Black, where would you play? For me, if I were a Black, there is the only move. How about you? Where would you play? The answer is over here. Of course, now Black should connect this stone and this group, right? So we can think of this or this kind of move, right? But I hope you guys cannot think about this or this move because in this shape, this is our first intuition. But in the actual game, the opponent played here. This is not good. Let me go ahead. My student played like this. It was so nice, you see. And white reinforced his weakness with this move. This is just perfect. Now Black played on this side. Now I'd like to ask you, what do you think about this move? Black played here. Black played Hane and Black played Atari. and made a tiger's mouth. How do you think about this? In my opinion, I can say there is no such a move. You see? Now let me point out one important thing here. Let's suppose there is 신진서 and me and you. And let's suppose this is our 바둑 level, okay? Our goal is to go there, you see? Somewhere on the top. Our goal is the same, right? Do you think 신진서 was never 3Q? Do you think I have never been a 3Q? There was the time I was a 3Q, like you guys. You see? 신진서 must have been a 3Q, right? There was a time we were all 3Q. But not all 3Q level make the same mistakes. I can say 신진서 and I have probably never done anything like this in our entire lives. You see? It is very important that what kind of mistake you make. For example, in this game, the mistakes my student made, it seems like I would have made that kind of mistake. You see? So let's go back to this picture. I'd like to say if you are making this kind of mistakes that the opponent made, this kind of move, then you will waste a lot of time in this level. You see? We should go up fast, right? That's why I keep saying study the 조색기s and watch many of pro games and try to imitate pros moves. Okay, let's go back to the game. At the moment, black played on this side, but this area was not important. And furthermore, if black want to play on this side, we can think about, for example, this move and this move and this kind of move. Yeah, every move I showed now is, you've seen this move before, right? But probably you've never seen this kind of move in pro games. Does it make sense? So in this case, for black, this area is not that valuable. Black can think of this move, or black can play here, or black can approach. Yeah, this kind of move looks much better. But black played like this and white played away. Yeah, white's move, I cannot find any mistake for white so far. Black kicked and pincered. This is not a 조색기, right? This is the 조색기. But I said black player, he has no root, he has no teacher. So in this case, we have to be careful not to learn from him. Yeah, that is very important. Even your opponent plays oddly, you have to be careful not to copy it, okay? My opponent played attach and blocked. Yeah, this is just perfect. And now white played hane and the sequence went like this. Yeah, you see? White's shape is just beautiful. And black played hane and connect. And now white tried to enlarge the upper side with this move. Yeah, this is also just perfect. And white forgot to block the upper side. And now my student played here, but it was his mistake. But I can say this kind of mistake is the mistake that you can make. Does it make sense? Because this shape is very nice, partly, right? It is very important for you to make a good shape partly. And then you can see the whole board. Now, I can say to my student, now you have to see the whole board. Yeah, this is partly the right move, but now you can think differently. Now you can play away. So for example, now for white, this would have been better because now the left side is not that valuable because this area is not that wide, you see. So for white now, this is the most common move partly, but now you can think differently and you can play on this side or you can attack the right side. Now is the time that you can think flexibly. Yeah, this is, I can say, this could be the way you can get the next level. Okay, so this is the first mistake for white in this game. Yeah, actually, it is very amazing. White didn't make any mistake up to now, and black pushed and white answered, but this is also, I can say, white's mistake because now white didn't have to answer. You see, because my student's fundamental is so strong, I can find something that he can improve this kind of move. This is something like partially okay, but we can play differently if we think about the whole board. Yeah, this kind of part is something that my student can improve, you see. So with this move, this tiger's mouse is very good, and like just before, attacking the right side is so nice. You might be wondering, what if black plays here? Then you can just push and block like this. Probably this kind of sequence would be difficult for you, but you can develop. Okay, so yeah, this was the second mistake for my student, and black played attach and white answered like this. Now is the problem. My student pushed and played like this, but it was his mistake. You see, my student's moves are too much formulaic, you see. This is partially very nice, but sometimes we have to be flexible. For example, in this case, for white, rather than this move, this is much better. Now black cannot cut like this because there are so many white's friends on this side. So if black pushes, then white can extend, right? This is much better than the previous variation, right? So in the actual game, the sequence went like this, and now the game is 50 and 50. Before this move, white was ahead more than 5 points, even there is no gomi. If this game were an even game, white is ahead more than 10 points. But with this sequence, now the game became 50-50. I mean, when there is no gomi. Then are they at the same level? Just because it's now 50 and 50? Never. If I were to grade, I'd give white a 90 score. For black, I will give him 10. This is why right now you have to focus on the content, not the result. You see? Content is very important, and what kind of mistake you make is very important. Okay? If your direction is wrong, then I can fix it. But if your hangma is abnormal, then I cannot fix it. Does it make sense? So that's why my student has unlimited potential. Yeah. Now that my student learned this move, so later when he comes across this situation, he can think of this move, right? Because he has seen this move, right? So this is the actual game, and the game became 50-50. And you see, white played on this side, but it was a wrong direction. Fortunately, black answered, so it was not that bad. But with this move, as I told you, this area was much valuable. Because black cannot come out because white can cut. If black plays here first, this is the best, right? So white doesn't have to play on this side. But I can say this is okay because this sequence is partially nice. Does it make sense? So it is very important for you to play the move that partially okay. You see, because you can fix your direction. Then you can improve. Then you can develop your level, okay? So this is the actual game, and now fortunately white got to play on the right side. It was so nice. And you see, now my student played here, but this is partially the right move. But I'd like to introduce this move to my student. Yeah, because you can think about a move with some distance. This is not the only move. You can think about this kind of move. Then with this move, you can also block the center, and this could be better. You see? Now still white can block the center with this nice shape. So yeah, now for my student, this is the only move, but now that he learned about this move, so later when he comes across this kind of situation, he will be able to think about this move, okay? But this move was also okay, and he managed to block the center, and the sequence went like this. Yeah, surprisingly, my student's shape is so beautiful. I can't believe this is a 3Qs game. You see? And the sequence went like this. Now this move is partially so nice, but this move is also, I can say, this is too much formulaic. So in this case, with this move, white can play around this area. Yeah, you can play somewhere around here, then it could be very nice. Yeah, we can count territory. Yeah, let me count. On the lower side, black has 10, 20, around 20. And the upper left corner, black has 10, 15. And the upper side, around 17. So total for black, oh, I missed the right side. Yeah, let me count this part, around 5. Then black's territory is less than 60, right? So let me write it down here. How about white's territory? Yeah, here is 10, so we can multiply 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Then this much is already 60, right? So white is ahead this much. Do you agree? But in the actual game, white played here and black tried to reduce, and the sequence went like this. Actually, my students, his move is just perfect. And finally, my student captured all this group and this group, so the opponent resigned. Alright, how was today's lesson? Now you guys know what a proper basic is. As I told you, it is so important to play partially okay move. Okay? So try to study lots of 조색기s and try to watch many of pro games and try to imitate pros moves. Okay? And then I can teach you the right direction and how to see the whole board, something like this. Okay? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!